What if I told you that getting a no from your employees was the secret to getting them to agree with you? In my 12 years as a manager, I struggled early on to get my employees to align with my ideas. It felt like I was trying to convince a cat to take a bath. After years of failed attempts and constant frustration, I finally discovered the no method, a simple technique that flipped the script and transformed how my employees responded to my ideas. By getting my employees to tell me no, I was able to gain their complete and total agreement. In this video, I'm going to show you what the no method is, which employees this works best for, and exactly when you should and shouldn't use it to get the best results. So, which employees should you use the no method with? Choosing the right employees to say no is critical. Get it wrong and you risk losing their respect. But get it right and you'll see dramatic shifts in how they align with your ideas. So how do you do that? Well, you need to think of it like a construction worker choosing the right tool for a job. If you were a construction worker and you needed to tighten a screw, you wouldn't just start banging on it with a hammer, right? Using the wrong tool can cause damage, just like using the wrong approach with your employees. And if it sounds like I don't really know anything about tools, that's because I've been a manager for 12 years and I don't. Look how uncalloused these hands are. So what does this mean? Well, you need to pick the employees you use this with based on a certain criteria. While this can absolutely work for most employees, I tend to use this method in certain situations. What I've found is that usually the no method is going to be best used for employees that you have low leadership capital with. If you downloaded my new manager playbook, you know what leadership capital is. But for those who haven't, leadership capital is like a bank account of respect. The more respect you've earned with your team, the more you can spend on getting them to follow your ideas. So the no method is your best bet when dealing with employees who are just tough to manage. This will help you build respect with them, and this is crucial for getting their full buy-in on your ideas. So what is the no method, and how does it get those difficult employees agreeing with you? One of the most frustrating parts of management is when your employees don't go along with your ideas. And if you don't get those people on board with your ideas, your whole team may stop listening to you. But if you use the no method effectively, you'll not only get them to agree with you, but they'll feel like they're in the driver's seat. So how do you do that? Think of it like driving a car. You control the direction by keeping your hands on the wheel, right? Now imagine if your employees can't steer. They'd feel completely out of control. When you allow them to say no, it's like handing them the wheel, letting them steer where they're going. So how do you give your employees control without losing your authority? It's simple. Encourage your employees to tell you no. Now, there are times where you 100% do not want to use this, which I'll explain in a second, but the key is to let them say no in controlled, low-stake environments, basically situations where their decision won't derail major projects, but it still makes them feel like they're in control. So what exactly are they saying no to? Usually it's something that doesn't have a huge impact. For example, let's say I'm working on schedules and I need someone to take on an extra shift. I might say, hey, feel free to say no, but would you be able to pick up an extra shift on Mondays? Instead of trying to force them to work that shift, this puts them in the driver's seat. When you lead with, it's okay to say no, they feel less pressure, and that's important because pressuring someone is a quick way to lose their respect. If they say no, that's fine. Thank them and move on. You've given them control over a small decision, which will make them more likely to align with you on bigger decisions. By giving them ownership on the little things, you build trust and increase their respect for your leadership. So when does the no method backfire? This is crucial. Use it at the wrong time and you risk losing control of critical projects and damaging your credibility as a leader. So how do you use this method correctly? Letting employees say no is like giving that construction worker the choice between a hammer and a nail gun. Most days, you want them to pick what works best for them to get the job done. But when you're building a skyscraper and there's a deadline, you can't just have them saying, nah, I'll use a toothbrush. Is that how construction workers talk? I'm just guessing. Charmin's soft hands over here has never picked up a nail gun, so. Some projects are just too important. You need everyone on board, choosing the right tools and getting the job done. So when do you need to take control and eliminate the option for no? There are moments when, as a manager, you need to make the call and eliminate that option for negotiation. High stakes projects, tight deadlines, or critical company initiatives are times when you need absolute commitment from your team. In these cases, the no method isn't just ineffective, it can actually be harmful. But here's the key: by giving your employees the freedom to say no on smaller issues, they'll be more likely to fully commit when you need to take the reins on critical tasks. But there's one problem. Just because your employees agree with your ideas doesn't mean they'll be able to fully implement them well. So, to make sure your ideas actually come to fruition, go watch this video next to learn how to explain your ideas in a way that's gonna get them eagerly working on the right tasks.